Hi guys, Andrew Reid here for Breaking Muscle and RPT. We're going to talk about the kettlebell snatch today, and we're going to use a few things to build the snatch. So the first thing you need to keep in mind, the snatch is a kettlebell ballistic. So all the ballistics are built from the swing. So we need to have a good one-hand swing first. So this is what a one-hand swing should look like. So you notice hips get driven back, knees bend, flat back, bell gets popped up, floats slightly. Everything's driven from the hip. The second thing is we're going to use either the press or the get up, and probably for the best we're going to use both. And what the press and the get up do is teach us a good solid top position. So Shannon's just going to do a couple of presses so you see what the top position should look like, and you'll notice when we're in the top position, the arm's vertical, so we've got the bicep in line with the ear, hand is straight, so there's never a point where we have a bent wrist. We particularly don't want a bent wrist once we've flung the bell overhead, because this 16 kilo bell is going to be landing pretty heavy up here. So that's what our top position should look like, and we can build that from either the press or the get up, but the best method is to actually use both. So along the way we're going to spend a few months, we're going to do lots and lots of swings, and we can do lots and lots of presses and get ups to groove both the bottom position as well as the driving force, and then teach the top position. Now, when Shannon does the snatch, there's a couple of things to keep in mind with the snatch. So it's not a big swing with a straight arm, but the arm's not completely bent either. So the three main kettlebell ballistics, let's turn sideways, are swing, clean, and snatch. And if you watch Shannon's arm, you'll see the swing, she's got a completely straight arm. The clean, it's pretty much completely bent. It stays nice and close and tight against her side. And then the snatch is halfway in between. And you see she ends up in that great top position again. Just do a couple more snatches for us while you're there. So you see the bottom position driven by the swing, exactly the same as the one arm swing is. The top position exactly the same as the press and the get up. Now, the last thing we want to talk about. Everyone wants to kill the grip with a kettlebell. You've got to realize a kettlebell is constantly rotating in your hand. It's not like a bar or a dumbbell where the collars will actually do the rotation for you. You need to change your grip constantly to deal with that. If you're doing this, it's going to rip your hands up. Torn hands aren't cool. It just means you can't train again. And what we're actually going to try to do is skip the bell from one part of our hand to the other. So in the bottom position, it's in our fingers. As we come up, it ends up here across the palm of our hand. As we drop, it jumps straight across the calf line into the palm, into our fingers again, and that's how we spare our hands. So it's very difficult to see, but what Shannon's actually doing on every single rep is this thing where she's jumping the bell into different parts of her hand, actually spares her hands. So what you find, do you want to do a couple of reps? So what you'll find is when you start using kettlebells and when you start snatching, it's very tough on your hands. But once you get this technique, it's very, very easy on your hands. It's pretty typical at the RKC that the first time people do the snatch test, their hands don't cope very well. When they come back and recertify later on, hands are no problem because they've actually learned how to do this by doing lots and lots of snatches. Anyway, so these are things. Swings, presses and get-ups to build the position. Look at the different arc. It's not a swing, it's not a clean, it's halfway in between, and don't crush it with your hand. We'll see you next time.